my fiancée lost a game of truth or dare and chose the dare option. She was asked to call the person she regretted losing the most. A magnetic male voice came from the other end of the line. Su Qingyu asked him, "If I divorced right now, would you give me a home?" The man on the other side firmly replied, "Yes." As soon as he spoke, the whole room went silent. Everyone thought I would go crazy and flip the table, but I just calmly took off my ring. Luckily, we haven't registered the marriage yet. There is still time now. I wish you lovers eventually become husband and wife. After saying that, I threw the ring at them and left without looking back. After getting out, I called my parents in Jingbei. "Mom, Dad, I agree to come home and get married." My voice was firm and calm. "That's wonderful, Sinian. You finally thought it through. You are the sole heir to the Fushi Group, if not for the past few years, where you insisted on staying out to train for a few more years. You would have married and taken over the family business long ago. Your mom and I worked hard to find a good match. We were just waiting for you to say the word." Hearing the sheer joy in my parents' voices, I felt a twinge of guilt in my heart. My voice unconsciously softened a bit. Follow all your arrangements." "Good, good. The wedding is set for January 19th. So, when will you be back? Do you need to meet your marriage partner beforehand? How about I arrange a meeting for you too soon?" Hearing them ramble on so solicitously gave me a bit of a headache. I don't care at all who I marry, and I am not interested either. So, I interrupted my mom. "I want to return to the Fu family soon to share the burden with you. The marriage alliance is just a matter of convenience. No need to meet, just arrange the wedding." "That's fine. I'll return one day before the wedding." As soon as I finished speaking, the bedroom door was pushed open from the outside. Hearing the noise, I unconsciously turned my head and saw Su Qingyu walking in with a frown. "Wedding? What wedding?" Facing her suspicious look, I calmly hung up the phone and casually made up an excuse. "A friend is getting married. He wants me to be the best man." Hearing this sentence, the expression on Su Qingyu's face finally softened. She didn't ask anything else. She put her phone on the table, turned around, and went into the bathroom. A moment later, the sound of rushing water was heard. The phone on the table also vibrated. Hearing this continuous ringing, I hesitated for a moment and unlocked her phone. As soon as the screen lit up, a message popped up from a contact named Haochin. "Do you still remember what I said back then? You're not really looking forward to marrying Fu Sinian, are you?" Seeing this sentence made my heart ache. My hand paused for a second before gently scrolling up. Next, I saw the message Su Qingyu sent over 10 minutes ago appear before my eyes. "Haochin, just 33 days left until your 28th birthday. Do you remember what you promised me back then?" I put the phone back in its place and leaned back on the sofa. Many memories flashed through my mind. When I was 21, I returned to the country for a potential marriage. I enrolled in Yun University to better enjoy college life. And for safety reasons, I never mentioned my identity to anyone. In my senior year, during the freshman welcome party, to help my roommate, I temporarily went on stage to play a piece. After finishing the song, I carried my instrument off stage and looked down to see Su Qingyu. She was wearing a flowing white dress, holding a bouquet, and waiting at the door. Her eyes sparkled as she looked at me. She smiled and asked, "Can I have your phone number?" I've always had a thing for beauty, so I agreed right away. From then on, we contacted each other every day, sometimes, coincidentally, meeting in various places. In the third month of our acquaintance, Su Qingyu took the initiative to confess. Youthful love was just blossoming, love at first sight. There was no reason to refuse, and so, we got together. From 21 to 28 years old, when I was 27, my family started urging me to come home for an arranged marriage. I refused many times, and sounded her out a few times on the idea, but every time the word marriage was mentioned, Su Qingyu would stop the conversation immediately, avoiding it like a venomous snake, refusing to discuss it. At first, I thought she just wasn't ready for marriage, but as it happened more often, I realized something was wrong. Until half a month ago, during a casual chat after drinking at a gathering, I heard the truth. It turned out that the person in Su Qingyu's heart had always been her childhood sweetheart, Bai Haochin. Sadly, while she was devoted, he was indifferent. Bai Haochin only saw her as a friend, and the reason she initiated contact with me was simply because on that first night, Bai Haochin had fallen for someone else, and the way I played the instrument on stage resembled the silhouette of the person in her heart a little bit, to soothe her disappointed heart. And despite Bai Haochin, she chose me. Over the next few years, Bai Haochin dated dozens of people consecutively. Every time she heard he broke up, Su Qingyu thought about going to find him, but before she could say anything, Bai Haochin would find someone new, and the sorrow in her heart would deepen. Going round and round like that, 7 years passed. We still hadn't broken up, and Su Qingyu never gave up waiting for Bai Haochin to turn back and change his mind, waiting for that drunken joke Bai Haochin made in his youth. "Qingyu, wait for me until I am 28. If neither of us is married by then, shall we try making do with each other?" So she asked him about it once every year, and this year, she finally waited until Bai Haochin turned 28. Looking through the chat history on her phone, I smiled. Just 33 more days, until Bai Haochin's 28th birthday. It's also the day I chose to break up and go home to get married. Seeing her go into the study, I got up, turned off the lights, and lay on the bed. I don't know how much time passed. Extremely light footsteps came from the dark room. The dimly lit phone was placed on the bedside table. Someone lay down behind me. Then there was a long silence, until gentle, rhythmic breathing came from beside me. I opened my eyes, reached out for her phone, and reopened that old chat interface. Only 4 more words were added. Unforgettable. A very simple phrase, but I could imagine that when typing these words, what state Su Qingyu was in. She must have been gently biting her lip, staring nervously at the screen, seriously typing out a long string of words and then deleting them, carefully weighing every word and sentence, afraid her feelings would be easily discovered, yet afraid her feelings wouldn't be discovered at all. Such a meticulous and cautious attitude only appears when she's facing Bai Haochen. Thinking of this, a bitter smile appeared on my lips, wholeheartedly thinking about the 28-year-old promise, wholeheartedly waiting for Bai Haochen to agree to marry her. I closed my eyes all night but couldn't sleep. The next morning, there was a rustling noise beside me. I opened my eyes. Get off work early today? Okay. Su Qingyu was applying lotion, looking over, with a confused face. Is something wrong? I was silent for a moment, then slowly opened my mouth. Today is your birthday. Did you forget? Su Qingyu's body stiffened slightly. Before she nodded, for the past half-month, Su Qingyu has only been thinking about the 28-year-old promise with Bai Haochen. She didn't care about anything else. Now, she even forgot her own birthday. Looking back at the past 2 months, I worked hard to prepare a surprise, but it was all in vain. My heart was filled with mixed emotions. Su Qingyu didn't notice the change in my expression. She instructed, keep it simple. No need to be as grand as before. In previous years, I always spent all my effort organizing her birthday parties, just to make her happy. It's just that she never cared about my dedication. So hearing her say this, my voice carried a hint of self-mockery. The party is already prepared. Everyone promised to come. It can't be cancelled. This birthday party had been prepared since 3 months ago. Back then, I didn't know there was someone else in her heart. If I had known earlier, I wouldn't have organized it. Hearing my explanation, Su Qingyu didn't say anything more for a moment. She took her phone and left the bedroom. Before turning away, I caught a glimpse of her slightly furrowed brows. After arriving at the company, I went straight to the manager's office and submitted my resignation letter. When I came out, seeing the resignation letter in my hand, the office was in an uproar. Sinian, are you leaving? Why quit so suddenly? Have you found a new place? So decisive? You aren't going back to inherit $1 million fortune, are you? Hearing everyone's concern, I put my things down, smiled gently. I am going home to get married. My colleagues nodded in realization. Only Ji Haoren, who was close to me, came over to ask a couple of questions. Sinian, did your girlfriend finally agree to get married? Why did she suddenly change her mind? I was too lazy to explain further, so I changed the subject. Thank you all for taking care of me over the years. Dinner is on me tonight. After work, I had dinner with 4 or 5 colleagues for 2 hours. When I arrived at the hotel, it was already 8 p.m. I hurried to the banquet hall door. Just as I was about to push it open, the conversation inside made me stop my hand. It's so cold out there. Who did she go to pick up? Who else? Bai Haochen, of course. I was standing nearby just now and heard it all clearly. Bai Haochen said he was coming back today. She immediately rushed out to pick him up. Huh? For real? And Qingyu must be thrilled to death. Today is her 28th birthday. In just over a month, Bai Haochen will be 28 too. Him coming back now. Don't tell me he's really back to fulfill the promise. I heard Bai Haochen is single again. Looks like that's probably the case. Oh my god. Really back? But if they really get together, what will happen to Fu Sinian? We've hidden it from him for so long. It's been 7 years and he doesn't even know who Bai Haochen is. He still loves Qingyu with all his heart. Well, what can you do? Qingyu's mind is only filled with Bai Haochen. If Bai Haochen agrees to fulfill the promise, Fu Sinian will definitely get dumped. Can only blame his bad luck. Luckily, he's nothing special, so breaking up will be clean and easy. Although Fu Sinian has been flawlessly good to us and to Qingyu over the years, but we are Qingyu's best friends. We definitely have to side with Qingyu when they really break up. Let's not make it awkward for Qingyu. Well, step in for her. Give him a car or a house. Consider it a breakup fee. I quietly listened for a while, without making a move. I was already prepared to leave. I wasn't as sad as I was half a month ago. On the contrary, I found it a bit funny. Su Qingyu wants to break up with me, and has to rely on her best friends to handle it cleanly. What exactly have I been loving for these 7 years? It's just a pity that this time, I am leaving first. I stood outside the door. Right at this moment, several waiters pushed a cart of wine over. I hurriedly took a few steps back. The moment the door opened, the gossip inside stopped abruptly. I acted as if nothing had happened, smiled, walked in, and greeted everyone. After chatting politely for a while, Su Qingyu led a strange man and pushed the door open once again. Seeing a figure that resembled me by 30 or 40%, I observed calmly, without showing emotion. Su Qingyu led him around the banquet hall. Before finally coming to me, she introduced, "This is my childhood friend, Bai Haochen." Hearing her introduction, Bai Haochen casually extended his hand. Seeing his friendly gesture, I also extended my hand. The moment our hands clasped, Su Qingyu hesitated for a moment before continuing. This is my ordinary friend. Fu Xinian. Saying this sentence, Su Qingyu was prepared for me to get angry, but the development of events exceeded her expectations. I didn't react at all. I looked up deeply at her for a second, then withdrew my hand and took 2 steps back, keeping a distance from the two of them, with a faint smile on my lips, extremely polite. Hello, Mr. Bei. I am Su Qingyu's ordinary friend. After the introductions, the banquet hall became lively again. Bai Haochen has a cheerful personality and can chat with anyone. Holding a glass of wine, he toasted from one end to the other. He pulled a group of people to drink and play games, playing until he got excited. With cards in his hand, he inconveniently had to ask someone to feed him some watermelon. Su Qingyu didn't think twice. Used her own fork to pick up a piece and offered it. Bai Haochen didn't think much of it either. He leaned over and ate a few pieces, then grabbed his glass and drank half the red wine, sitting a few meters away, watching Su Qingyu hold onto that glass tightly, drinking glass after glass without stopping, and every time she drank, it was exactly where Bai Haochen's lips had touched. By the end, she was already a bit drunk, but the classic birthday ritual couldn't be skipped. Everyone sang the birthday song and told her to stand up, blow out the candles, and make a wish. The noisy banquet hall immediately fell silent. I stood up and personally wheeled out the cake and lit the candles. Looking at the number 28 on the candles, Su Qingyu rubbed her temples, seemingly trying to dispel the drunkenness. Her gaze, already a bit unfocused, swept around the banquet hall. Then she raised a finger. This birthday, I don't want to make a wish. Let's change it to a question. As she spoke, she pointed at Bai Haochen, and her gaze, though not sober, was incredibly passionate, falling straight onto him. Haochen, you're almost 28 too. I want to ask you something. Do you have a girlfriend right now? As soon as this sentence came out, everyone around looked at each other, facing inquisitive gazes from all directions. Bai Haochen was slightly stunned. He answered that he didn't have one currently. After a brief silence, someone screamed in joy. Oh my god! The room instantly exploded. Several drunken best friends stood up, pushing the drunken Su Qingyu to dance and sing. Looking at the chaos before my eyes, I sat straight without moving, calmly and naturally playing the role of someone kept hidden, the ordinary friend who knew nothing at all. The commotion lasted until dawn. The birthday party finally ended, waiting until everyone had left. I helped Su Qingyu into the car. She was immersed in the earlier joy, falling into my arms and speaking many sincere words. Haochen, don't go. Stay with me, okay? Why can everyone else have you, but not me? Haochen, do you know how much I like you? I've waited for you for so many years, waiting for you every single day. Haochen. The driver in the front seat heard it all the way and chuckled all the way. When getting off the car, he saw me supporting the drunken woman and didn't forget to tease me a bit. Haochen, your girlfriend really loves you. Huh. I smiled slightly at the driver, my voice calm. She really loves Haochen, but I am not Haochen. After a night of drunkenness, she woke up. Su Qingyu recalled what happened last night. She grabbed me and started explaining. Xinian, yesterday, as soon as I arrived at the club, everyone made me drink a lot. I might have spoken a lot of nonsense. It was all drunken talk. Don't take it to heart. I didn't expect her to remember last night, nor did I expect she would come up with such a lame excuse. But I still calmly and rationally played along with her act. I nodded slightly. It's okay. I know. I don't know why. Looking at my face, calm as water, and associating it with yesterday when she introduced me to Bai Haochen, my reaction made Su Qingyu inexplicably panicked. Thinking it over, she kept feeling something wasn't right. She hurriedly changed the subject. Yesterday, I was just busy drinking with everyone and neglected you. Xinian, are you a little angry? Let's go on a date after work today, okay? Don't be mad anymore. Brother Cheo has an issue, so I can't go. Seeing my decisive refusal, Su Qingyu became even more determined to make it up to me. I couldn't argue, so I had to agree. By evening, I changed clothes and was about to head out when a message from Howren suddenly arrived. Xinian, you haven't told your girlfriend about quitting yet. She just came looking for you, and she seems really angry right now. Before I finished reading the message, Su Qingyu's call came in. Looking at the flashing screen, a flash of seriousness crossed my eyes. Hesitating for a moment, I still pressed answer. Su Qingyu's angry voice came through the phone. Your colleague told me you quit your job and are going to get married. While I was still thinking of an excuse, Su Qingyu coldly continued her relentless scolding. I told you, I have no intention of getting married right now, so she thought I was forcing marriage. No wonder she was so furious. I finally reacted and patiently explained a couple of things. I just made some jokes with my colleagues. They might have taken it seriously. I quit because I've been a bit tired lately and wanted to rest for a while. Hearing this, the voice in my ear finally returned to normal. Don't joke like that anymore, I answered softly. Then I heard Su Qingyu ask where I was and if she needed to come over. Just as I was about to give the address, I suddenly heard an extremely faint laugh. It sounded exactly like Bai Haochen saying, okay. I rolled the words around in my mouth and changed it to no need. The phone was hung up very quickly. Watching the screen fade to black, a self-deprecating smile appeared on my lips. If she really wanted to come find me, why hang up so fast? It was just a perfunctory question. Why did I take it seriously? I hailed a car and went to the appointed restaurant. After the waiter heard the name clearly, he led me directly to the rooftop restaurant. Just as I pushed the door open, the table was full of dishes, but there was no one in sight. Seeing the look of suspicion in my eyes, the waiter explained very respectfully. Miss Sue called 10 minutes ago to order. She said to invite you to eat first. She has an urgent matter, so she might be late. Recalling the call just now, a knowing expression appeared on my face. She's probably with Bei Haochen again. Actually, it doesn't count as a lie, because for her, as long as she's with the person in her heart, even something as small as a sesame seed counts as an emergency. I didn't mind too much, and went straight into the private room. The waiter enthusiastically uncovered the dishes for me, introducing them one by one. Looking at the table full of seafood, I narrowed my eyes. During my years in Europe, I wasn't used to Western food, so I ate seafood until I was sick of it. Even years after returning, I still haven't adapted. In the past, if I were eating with her and saw these dishes, I would mostly just indulge her. But now, I don't want to mistreat myself anymore. I waved my hand and told the waiter to clear it all away. The waiter hesitated for a moment, then spoke honestly. Mr. Few, Miss Sue has already paid for this table. It was very expensive. Are you sure you won't eat? If we clear it all away, our restaurant cannot offer a refund. I raised an eyebrow, took a card out of my pocket and handed it over. I know. Clear it. I am ordering new dishes. Just swipe this card. Don't worry. I can afford it. By the time I finished the meal, Su Qingyu still hadn't appeared. I didn't bother waiting for her anymore, so I paid the bill and went home. I was halfway there when several messages arrived. Sinian, can you stay out for a night? Haochen suddenly returned to the country. His old house hasn't been cleaned yet, so it's not livable. Quite a few lights are broken too. His stomach is upset, so he can't be without someone to look after him. I want to let him stay over for one night. Is that okay? On one hand, she has to take care of Bei Haochen, but on the other, she's afraid he'll discover our relationship. How interesting. This time, I wasn't in the mood to play along with her drama anymore. I directly asked her, isn't he your friend? Why do you have to hide our relationship? How long do you intend to hide it? The message was sent for a long time before I received a reply. Su Qingyu didn't offer any explanation. She only replied with a date, January 18th. In the past, I wouldn't have known why she chose this date, but now I understand perfectly. The 18th is Bei Haochen's birthday. If Bei Haochen fulfills his promise to love her on that day, she definitely won't hesitate to break up with me. If Bei Haochen doesn't agree on that day, then she'll resign herself and propose marriage to me, using a probing tone to ask for the truth. If she gets rejected, she still has me, the official boyfriend, as a safety net. She can say it was just a joke. Whether stepping forward or backward, she has a perfect solution. I actually admire her a little. It's just a pity. I don't want to be the backup in her love life anymore. I didn't reply to her again. I just turned off my phone, then booked a hotel room. I drank some wine before bed and slept until the afternoon. I wanted to check the time, but as soon as I turned on my phone, dozens of new messages popped up. Most of them were sent by Su Qingyu, and a few were from her close friends. Sinian, where are you? Why aren't you answering your phone? You're not replying to messages either. Don't scare people like this just because you're sulking. Qingyu was frantically looking for you all night. Looking at those accusatory messages, I let out a cold laugh, turning off my phone too. Sleep is scary now. Besides, who among them doesn't know that Bei Haochen is the person Su Qingyu holds most dear? Would she really care if I lived or died? While I was thinking, Su Qingyu called. Her tone wasn't exactly pleasant. Sinian, Haochen just stayed for one night. Is it necessary for you to be this angry? Even if you're unhappy, you shouldn't vent your dissatisfaction this way. I couldn't be bothered to explain, so I casually came up with an excuse. I am not dissatisfied. My phone ran out of battery, so it just turned off automatically. In the past, Su Qingyu would mostly believe this, but today, for some reason, she was suddenly suspicious. She asked back, then why? When I could always reach you before. Was it turned off last night? Hearing her question, I froze. Suddenly, many old memories came flooding back. One late night a few years ago, Su Qingyu suddenly had a stomachache. She meant to call her secretary but called me by mistake. After I heard it, I immediately got up and brought her medicine. Last year, she went on a business trip abroad. There was a 7 or 8 hour time difference. Su Qingyu didn't remember my time zone. At 3 or 4 in the morning, she called to ask me about a document. I fought off sleep to get up and turned on the camera to help her find it. 3 months ago, I had appendicitis surgery. Right after getting off the operating table, while the anesthesia hadn't even worn off, her message arrived. I still asked the nurse to bring my phone so I could reply. Event after event, they were all proof that I loved her to the extreme. It's just a pity that no matter how much I gave, she didn't see it. Thinking of this, my voice uncontrollably carried a hint of self-mockery. I was just afraid that when you needed me, I wouldn't be there. But yesterday, you surely didn't need me. Hearing the ambiguous tone in my voice, deep down, Su Qingyu felt a slight tremor. During our 7 years together, I yielded to her in everything and listened to her obediently. We never even had a heated argument. For many things she didn't want to explain, I never forced her to. Even if I got a little annoyed sometimes, it would be fine if she just coaxed me a little. Usually, from daily life to our dates, I took care of her in every way possible. Searching her conscience, Su Qingyu couldn't deny that I was an almost perfect man. Recalling how good I used to be to her, her voice unconsciously softened. You know, I was just too worried about you. That's why I spoke so harshly. I am sorry. Sinian, where are you now? I'll come find you. At this moment, I didn't want to see her, so I just said, no need, and took a cab home. As soon as I got home, the housekeeper told me, Miss Su just went out. I didn't need to guess. I already knew. She was likely called away by Bai Haochen again. Smelling the lingering men's cologne in the air, I didn't ask where she went. I just told the housekeeper to open the windows to air out the room. For the next half-month, I didn't see Su Qingyu again. I seemed to have forgotten she was my girlfriend. I didn't make a single call, nor did I reply to any messages. Through Bai Haochen's social media, I kept track of her whereabouts. But I didn't want to question where she went, nor did I want to dig deep into what she was thinking. For me, every day here in Shanghai now is just counting down the clock. I didn't have the energy to waste any more feelings on someone I was destined to break up with. On New Year's Eve, it was snowing. My mood wasn't bad, so I watched movies all night in front of the large window. At dawn, fireworks were booming outside. I was a bit tired, so I lay back on the rocking chair, scrolling through social media. The quiet entrance suddenly echoed with footsteps. I propped myself up, only to see Su Qingyu coming home dead drunk. She stumbled in, threw a pile of big bags onto the sofa, and opened them one by one in front of me. These are 2 scarves I just bought. The snow is heavy outside. Sinian, are you cold? Sinian, this is what I bought a few days ago. A Rolex as your New Year's gift. See if you like it. As she spoke, she held the gifts and tried to put them on me. I felt hot, so I unwrapped the scarf and threw it down. She started pulling my hand, apologizing. I am sorry, I've been so busy these days. I didn't have time to come see you. Are you mad at me again? And last time, I shouldn't have broken my promise. Sinian, can you forgive me? Let's be good to each other from now on. While saying this, Su Qingyu leaned in, trying to kiss me. I couldn't stand the smell of alcohol on her. I didn't know what had gotten into her. I coaxed her into the bedroom with great effort. After she fell asleep, I cleaned up the bags scattered all over the living room. Then I picked up my phone. Pedia posts on social media appeared one after another. The one that caught my eye the most was Bai Haochen's. He posted 9 photos. All 9 were of him and a girl in the snow. The caption was interesting too. Meeting the right person during the first snow. Seeing this line, all the doubts in my heart were cleared. No wonder Su Qingyu suddenly came home drunk and actively tried to be affectionate with me. It turns out her crush loves someone new, right? If not for this, why would she remember me? The old reliable. A hint of sarcasm flashed in my eyes. I unfastened the watch on my wrist and threw it onto the table. For the next few days, Su Qingyu seemed like a changed person. She didn't go anywhere and just stayed home, saying she wanted to be with me. When my stomach was upset, she obediently stayed by my side, cooking rice porridge for me. If I looked at a travel ad for a bit too long, she would start planning a trip with me after Tet. Perhaps because her heart was broken, she was truly more attentive to me this time. But I was no longer moved by her. I quietly watched her play the role of a perfect girlfriend, watching her run around busily because of a few words from me. I felt no guilt in my heart. This final period of her total devotion can be considered repayment for the past. Thinking this way, I felt even less psychological burden. After the snow stopped, Mom sent over a few suit samples, asking which one I liked. I held my phone, zooming in on page after page, to examining the details of the clothes. Perhaps I was too focused, so when Su Qingyu quietly walked up to me, I didn't notice at all, until the phone was snatched by her. Did I turn my head? I saw her face instantly darken. A groom's suit? Why are you looking at groom's suits? I started lying without even blinking. Didn't I tell you last time? A friend is getting married. There's an issue with his wedding suit, so he's choosing a new one, and wanted my advice. Seeing that my expression was normal, Su Qingyu slowly dispelled her doubts. She handed the phone back to me, and casually asked, I forgot. What date is the wedding? Should I go with you? Seeing her serious face, a very subtle expression appeared on mine. January 19th. Do you really want to go? Hearing this date, Su Qingyu was a bit flustered. I stared at her, patiently waiting for her answer. Silence stretched for a long time, before she forced a reluctant smile to appease me. Well, see then. Maybe in a few days. I started preparing to leave. Since that question, Su Qingyu sank into a depressed mood again. She was in a daze all day, burdened with heavy thoughts. With the wedding as a cover, I didn't hide anything from her and packed my luggage right in front of her. Since graduating and moving into this riverside apartment, it's been 6 years. My things filled the room. I only packed the things I bought myself into the suitcase. Besides those, I didn't take a single thing. Anyway, Jingbei is my turf. I can buy whatever I lack. I'll just leave these things here. Occasionally, Su Qingyu would come over and rifle through my suitcase. Seeing the items inside, she never asked a single question. I know right now, her heart is full of anticipation for Bai Haochen to give her a birthday invitation. She basically didn't notice that I secretly threw away many personal items. As long as the couple items I used to treasure were still there, she basically wouldn't suspect that this time I was leaving for good, because in her eyes, I loved her enough to die for her. Why would she ever suspect I was really leaving? With an attitude of letting go, I packed with exceptional ease. January 18th. The weather was gloomy. It looked like it was about to rain. Su Qingyu got up very early, sat on the sofa, and stared at her phone. I got up a bit late and sat at the dining table to have breakfast. The housekeeper looked at the sky and asked, "Mr. Fu, it looks like it's going to rain. Should we head to the airport early?" Hearing this, Su Qingyu looked up and unconsciously asked, "Why are you going to the airport?" "I am going to a wedding tomorrow. You said before you'd think about it. Have you made up your mind?" I explained casually, quietly watching Su Qingyu. She was silent for a few seconds, then finally said, "It's too far. I won't go. Let me take you to the airport, though." As for this answer, I wasn't surprised. I finished the last piece of bread, wiped my hands, then went to the bedroom to get my luggage. Su Qingyu had just fastened her seatbelt when her phone suddenly dinged. Su Qingyu hurriedly opened it. The next second, her usually cold eyes revealed an uncontrollable joy. She put the phone down, immediately unbuckled her seatbelt, and pushed open the car door. After getting out, she realized what she was doing and hurriedly bowed to explain, "Sinian, something suddenly came up at the company. I have to handle it. I'll have the driver take you to the airport." Having been together for so many years, from her shifty, uncertain gaze, I could easily tell she was lying. I didn't expose her and gently nodded. While waiting for the driver, I opened social media. Sure enough, I saw Bai Haochen sharing photos of his birthday party. The beautiful girl was no longer by his side. Seems they broke up again. This also means that what Bai Haochen said back then about marrying her if he was still single at 28, that promise gave her hope again. She has hope again. No wonder she's so happy. When the driver arrived, Su Qingyu had changed into a white evening gown. Radiant, she sat in the sports car next to us. She rolled down the window and waved at me, asking when I would be back. "I won't be coming back this time." I smiled, didn't answer her, and just waved back. Luckily, Su Qingyu didn't mind. She sped off in the sports car. I sat in the passenger seat, watching that sports car disappear from view, before whispering to the driver, "Let's go." A light rain began to fall, wetting the car windows and blurring the mirrors, obscuring the surroundings. I didn't want to look anymore anyway. I closed my eyes, silently saying goodbye in my heart. Goodbye forever. Before boarding the plane, I received a call from Dad. "Sinian, what time do you arrive?" "I'll have the driver come pick you up." I wanted to get home early too, so I didn't refuse. I hadn't slept well, so I was a bit drowsy as soon as I boarded. I slept through the 2-hour flight. After landing in Jingbei, I put on a hat and sunglasses. Just as I walked out of the arrival gate, I was blocked by someone.
Song Jinian immediately stood up to block her path.
Whoever he sees, if you really marry him, who knows what would happen? Better to be with Sinian, right? 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 In what aspect? Is Sinian not better than Bai Haochen? He must be angry today. That's why he said those things. Qingyu, go back and coax him well. Explain a lot to him. He likes you so much. He will definitely understand. With their morale booster shot, Su Qingyu's anxious mood calmed down a bit. She took out her phone to find me, racked her brains to think of a message to send. Sinian, I just lost a game with everyone. The penalty was to say break up to my boyfriend, then find someone to call. To see how you react, don't take it seriously. How long have you been in Jingbei? Have you checked into the hotel? Still busy setting up the wedding venue? Are you coming back tomorrow or the day after? Can I come pick you up? The message was sent a long time ago, but there was no reply. Su Qingyu's eyes were glued to the screen, her heart in turmoil. A few people exchanged glances, hurriedly ordered a crate of wine, urging her to drink to distract her. Oh, it's a wedding. He must be too busy to spare a hand. Qingyu, don't overthink it. Wait for Sinian to be free. Hell reply. Wei Wei is right. If he's really angry, at worst, well, go to Jingbei with you tomorrow, to apologize in person. When I received these two messages, I was in the room trying on wedding dresses with Gu Yangshi. I opened it and saw the first line, and couldn't help laughing out loud. So she could make up this kind of excuse on the spot. Her brain is really quick. It's just a pity. I don't believe a word anymore, I could imagine. The scene where Su Qingyu was rejected by Bai Haochen in front of everyone, and came to me after losing face. Thinking back to that inexplicable call, perhaps the scene was even more spectacular. In this moment, I suddenly felt a bit of regret, not witnessing that scene with my own eyes. Sighing softly, Gu Yangshi, adjusting her dress, heard the sound and looked up. What's wrong? Is this wedding dress not pretty? Then ill, have them send a new one. I waved my hand, hurriedly explaining, no need. Because of the marriage, I missed a good show, just feeling a bit regretful. A good show. What show? Care to tell me? Although I really wanted to share, but I knew mentioning an ex-girlfriend in front of my fiancé seemed a bit inappropriate. So, I thought of changing the subject. It was some friend's birthday back in Shanghai. There was a bit of a mess. Nothing major. Let's focus on the wedding first. Seeing I didn't want to say much, Jiu Yangshi didn't pry further. Went to the living room to get some sweets for me. Busy all afternoon. Are you a bit hungry? Eat something to pad your stomach first. Wait until we're done. I'll take you out to eat. Is there anything you want to eat? I was indeed a bit hungry, so I asked her what she wanted to eat, noting down item by item, then went out to arrange it while ordering food. I sank into contemplation. Based on the intel I just gathered, Gu Yangshi is the third young lady of the Gu group in Jingbei, 2 years younger than me. She has a sister 2 years older than her, another eldest sister, 5 years older than her, currently the vice president of the Gu group. She was also raised single-handedly by her eldest sister, so her character is dignified. Unlike that player, second sister, who changes boyfriends every day out there, the Fu and Gu families have interacted frequently in recent years. The Fu family also inquired through various channels before tentatively proposing a marriage alliance. According to my parents, Gu Yangshi just looked at one photo of me and agreed to marry, seeming very satisfied with me. Regarding this statement, I disagree, because I ended my previous relationship to get married, mainly to contribute to the Fu family, from start to finish. I didn't take this marriage alliance to heart, just thinking if it works, it works. If not, then divorce. It's just a business marriage. Whether it's me or Gu Yangshi, we have no choice, so I don't think she would fall in love at first sight, as my mother said. But after an afternoon, although our interaction wasn't exactly intimate, but from the small details, I could feel that this fiancé isn't bad. Appearance and beauty go without saying, naturally top tier, and her temperament and nature seem very gentle and kind so far. She handles things methodically, meticulous and thoughtful, and understands worldly wisdom well. Overall, with this heaven-sent fiancé, I am satisfied. Besides satisfaction, there is also a hint of surprise. Seems like my parents' judgment is still very good. After drinking wine all night, the first thing Su Qingyu did after waking up was check her phone to see if I replied to the message. Nothing. Over 10 hours had passed. The chat box was still blank. She rubbed her eyes vigorously, angrily throwing her phone at the wall, instantly waking everyone up. Just looking at her action, everyone sobered up immediately. Tang Weiwei reacted first, directly making a call, telling her secretary to book 6 fastest flight tickets to Jingbei. Didn't expect. Fusinian likes playing hard to get to. Don't worry, Qingyu. Well, go with you. To coax him back. Others also hurried over to comfort her. Su Qingyu's mood improved slightly, just leaving the bar. The group headed straight for the airport. On the way, Su Qingyu stared blankly at the distant skyscrapers, feeling a bit of regret in her heart. If she had known the joy would be incomplete, she might as well have agreed to let me go to Jingbei yesterday. Thinking about it, she felt even more lost. She could only force herself to take comfort. It's good that she didn't go. Hearing Bai Haochen say those words with her own ears, she also completely gave up hope. Waiting for him for over 10 years, she countless times couldn't hold on. Wanted to give up, but because of this, Two 8-year-old promise, always kept a fantasy, especially after dating me. She became almost schizophrenic, not knowing what face to use. To face the boyfriend who was wholehearted to her. Now this multiple choice question. It's time to make the final decision. She tentatively asked her friends, if I can't coax Sinian today, I want to propose marriage and see. What do you guys think? Hearing the word marriage, her friends all rolled their eyes. Marry Fu Sinian? With his family background, uncle and aunt won't agree. He's not bad, handsome and good-tempered, but I think dating is fine. If you really want to marry, he's still a bit unworthy of you. Although they all poured cold water on it. Su Qingyu didn't listen at all. She leaned back in her seat, replaying in her mind endlessly the bits and pieces of loving me from before. After her 25th birthday, every few months, I would secretly mention marriage, testing the waters with her. She clearly knew my intentions. She also knew my family was pressuring me, but due to that bit of selfishness, she still pretended not to understand. We're both not getting any younger now, and I have deep feelings for her. She has also thought it through. She doesn't want to miss out on me anymore. Although the road to this marriage is full of difficulties, she's willing to give it a try. Thinking of this, Su Qingyu finally resolved to propose in Jingbei. She messaged her assistant, asking him to buy back the wedding rings that were trending online a while ago. Before boarding the plane, the assistant said, those rings were bought by someone for a sky-high price of 900 million. Just a pair of wedding rings. Bid so high? Su Qingyu was a bit surprised. She asked for the buyer's name. The assistant answered with one word, Ju. The Ju family of Jingbei, remembering their thunderous reputation in this circle. Su Qingyu was also slightly stunned, but she and the second miss of the Gu family were somewhat acquainted, so she called to ask, those wedding rings? I bought them. My younger sister is getting married today. I am giving them to the newlyweds as a congratulatory gift. Qingyu, you asked too late. The third miss of the Gu family is also getting married today. Why are all the happy events piling up on one day? A flash of surprise crossed Su Qingyu's eyes. Still weighing her words, she politely and courteously expressed her thanks. It was me who drank too much and forgot to bid. Second miss, you are too polite. Since the third miss is getting married, please convey my congratulations. I wonder which young master is so lucky. Hearing her flattery, the second Miss's hearty laughter came through the phone. My sister is marrying into the Fu family. A perfect match of status, very compatible, a match made by heaven. Fu. Hearing this name, Su Qingyu immediately thought of me. I am also surnamed Fu. Is the wedding I am attending between the Gu and Fu families? Does the Fu group in Jingbei have my relatives or friends? Strange thoughts popped up in Su Qingyu's mind. Getting out of the car and being hit by the cold winter wind, they vanished completely. She shook her head, raised her hand to press her temples, dismissing these messy thoughts. I am just an ordinary guy from a small county. How could I be related to the Fu family? After the plane landed at the capital airport, Su Qingyu gave me a call. I seemed to still be angry. There was noise of people around me. My attitude wasn't very good. My ex-girlfriend calling specially, is something the matter? Hearing this form of address, Su Qingyu immediately remembered what happened yesterday. Her blood pressure rose, but she knew now was not the time to get angry. She could only suppress her anger and patiently explain to me, Sinian, yesterday, the breakup was really just a joke. Can you believe me? She was halfway through when I interrupted. Is that so? I don't care if it was a game or not. I only believe what I saw. No need to explain anymore. I am very busy right now. I don't have time to chat with you. After speaking, I didn't care about her reaction and hung up directly. Su Qingyu's face turned black due to my attitude. Tang Weiwei hurriedly pulled her into the car. Don't argue over the phone. Wait until we meet later. Say some soft words. And Helby coaxed in no time. Her good friends took turns advising her. The car drove out of the garage. The driver asked for the address. Several people were stunned hearing this, staring at each other wide-eyed. No one knew where the wedding venue was. Tang Weiwei wanted to tell Su Qingyu to call and ask, but feared they would argue again, so she had to use her own phone to call. Sinian, we've arrived in Jingbei. Where is the wedding venue? A few seconds later, a female voice came through the phone. Just come directly to Pingquan Villa. Hearing this unfamiliar voice, a flash of unhappiness crossed Su Qingyu's eyes. She snatched the phone over directly, wanted to ask who it was, but the call was hung up again. Tang Weiwei saw the situation and could only find some excuses to comfort her. Don't you know what kind of person Sinian is? He didn't say anything just now. Is he busy? Is the best man. Maybe he just handed his phone to a friend. You wouldn't get angry over this, right? Hearing this, Su Qingyu's expression softened. Several friends hurriedly gave the location name. After the words Pingquan Villa were spoken, everyone realized something was wrong. Looking at each other. Isn't this address the famous wealthy district in Jingbei? The people living inside are all big shots, figures who can shake the whole circle. His friend is holding the wedding banquet here. Su Qingyu's heart also started beating fast. Before boarding the plane, those thoughts resurfaced again. Am I really a distant relative of the Fu family? At 10:30, the wedding was about to start. Guests took their seats one after another. I stood on the rooftop balcony. This wedding was planned and arranged solely by Gu Yangshi, very painstakingly. But until I saw it with my own eyes today, I realized what my mother said didn't seem to be fake. It was even a bit modest. The marriage between the Fu and Gu families. Logically speaking, all the prominent figures in the circle would come to the wedding, but counting them up, at most, there were only 700 or 800 tables. Why use such a large venue? Although the sun is out, it is winter after all. It's still a bit chilly outside. For the guest experience, countless heaters were specially placed on all sides, using fresh flowers transported from Europe to decorate into floral stands, and the gifts sent from the front stage were concentric locks made of solid gold, one for each guest. This extravagant display made even me, who grew up abroad, feel a bit pained by the cost. I fixed my bangs that were messed up by the wind, just as I wanted to sigh with emotion. Gu Yanxi walked over, her voice full of concern. "It's cold outside. You should go inside." I nodded and followed her into the room. She brought me a cup of hot coffee. "Someone called just now saying they arrived in Jingbei, asking where the wedding venue is. Are they your friends? Should we go to the entrance to welcome them?" "What friends?" A look of surprise crossed my face. I hurriedly took out my phone to check the call log. Seeing the name Tang Weiwei, the expression on my face immediately turned a bit strange. Tang Weiwei's phone? She came to Jingbei. Gu Yangxi still didn't know what was happening. She nodded gently, her lips curled up into a smile with unclear meaning. "No need to welcome them. They can come in by themselves. There are too many people at the venue. I saw many paparazzi on the nearby mountain too. I should still send people to strengthen security, just in case something happens." Gu Yangxi didn't think much of it. Agreed. Before leaving, she handed the wedding rings to me. Watching her leave the room, the smile I had suppressed for so long finally revealed itself freely. Su Qingyu ran over to attend my wedding. I can't imagine, when she sees me standing on stage, how wonderful her expression will be. I raised the ring box in my hand and opened it. After seeing the rings inside clearly, I was a bit stunned. These rings, I saw them in a magazine 2 months ago and shared it with Su Qingyu. Back then, I even imagined that one day, the scene where I would kneel on one knee to propose to her. Who would have thought, just half a month later, I found out about her, and Bai Haochen, the wedding and rings I had long expected. I have them all now. As for the bride, changing her is for the best. Until now, I have no nostalgic feelings. For everything that happened in the past 7 years, only relief remains. At 10 o'clock sharp, the wedding began on time. Under the gaze of everyone, uncle and aunt led their daughter by the hand, slowly walking into the venue, and sent her to my side. After completing the rituals according to the plan, we soon reached the ring exchange part. Gu Yangxi was holding the wedding ring, about to put it on me. Suddenly, a commotion came from below the stage. I looked over at the sound and saw Su Qingyu at a glance. She was frantically pushing the people blocking her, her red eyes staring fixedly at the stage. Her whole face was ferociously twisted, unrecognizable. Several close friends followed her, charging forward, shouting my name loudly. This sudden turn of events attracted the attention of all guests in the venue. Everyone's eyes scanned back and forth between the stage and the audience, facing the ill-intentioned gazes coming from all sides. I remained very calm. I tilted my head to look at Gu Yangxi. Seeing her face full of confusion and anger, I hurriedly explained, "Sorry, they are my friends from Husheng. Can we pause the wedding proceedings and give me a few minutes to go persuade them?" Gu Yangxi hesitated but nodded, waving her hand to order all staff to stop. Security guards had subdued the few troublemakers and were about to drag them out. Seeing me raise my hand to signal, they stopped. From beginning to end, Su Qingyu's eyes were tightly locked on me, not looking away for a moment. Seeing me wearing the groom's suit, standing leisurely in front of her, she could no longer control her temper, gritting her teeth to question me. "You said you came to attend a friend's wedding. Is your friend yourself?" Seeing her so angry, I couldn't help but want to laugh. Generally speaking, doesn't the phrase "I have a friend" usually refer to oneself? Su Qingyu was almost laughed to death by my words. She closed her eyes and opened them again. A fierce fire burned in the depths of her eyes. "Is this the reason you got married behind my back?" "What do you mean behind your back?" "The marriage between the Fu and Gu families has been brewing online for over a month." "Su Qingyu, don't you go online?" "Fu? Go?" Su Qingyu seemed to remember something. She abruptly turned her head to look at the bride, Gu Yangxi. This face resembled her second sister by 50%, so Su Qingyu recognized her at a glance. Her pupils suddenly dilated. The muscles at the corners of her mouth twitched slightly. Her whole body had unbelievable written all over it. Gu Yangxi's marriage partner is me. Then who am I? Tang Weiwei and the others behind also realized this problem, exclaiming with faces full of shock, "Fu Xinian, are you from the Fu family of Jingbei?" I quietly looked at them and very patiently gave a self-introduction. To be precise, I am the next heir to the Fu group in Jingbei, the only son of Mr. Fu Yiming and Mrs. Jiang Siwei, and Gu Yangxi's fiancé. Do you have any more doubts about my identity? This long string of titles directly silenced all 6 of them. In Husheng, these ladies might really be able to call the wind and rain, but this is Jingbei, where the imperial capital is located. Their meager family backgrounds and status are really not enough to look at in front of the Fu and Gu families. Not knowing how long the silence lasted, Su Qingyu finally said in a hoarse voice, asking something very important to her, "Why did you never mention it before? Didn't you also hide a lot from me? For example, the age of 28. 2 sentences made Su Qingyu's face turn extremely pale. She struggled again, anxiously explaining incessantly, I can explain this. For 4 years, I really couldn't forget Haochen, but these 7 years, She was cut off halfway. Gu Yangshi, who had been watching the changes quietly, interrupted her. Take them down. After instructing the security guards, she held my hand and discussed with me very gently, now is not a suitable time to catch up. Sinian, wait until the wedding is over. We can invite your friends for dinner separately. Don't let the guests wait too long. I knew with her ability, just from these few short minutes, she must have realized something was wrong, so she spoke up to stop it. When Su Qingyu led people in just now, I was ready for this wedding to fail because of this. After all, the Gu family is a prominent figure in Jingbei. The groom being harassed by his ex-girlfriend at the wedding venue. They absolutely cannot afford to lose this face. If the disturbance got a bit bigger, the wedding might even be cancelled on the spot. Watching the scene of several people being dragged away, I didn't think Gu Yangshi would, at such a crucial moment, make such a decisive decision. Although I nodded in agreement, I still had many doubts in my heart. Now is not the right time to resolve them. Yu Yangshi looked at me. The two of us returned to the center of the stage together. The gentle piano music played once again. Amidst the congratulations filling the venue, the couple completed the ring exchange ceremony. The moment the bouquet was thrown, feathers, petals, and ribbons rained down from the sky. The bright noon sunlight fell on her, illuminating her delicate and beautiful face. I turned around, without looking back, striding towards the future. And tomorrow, after finishing this grand wedding, I was a bit tired. Thinking about what happened during the day, I felt it was time to be open with her and have a good talk. After thinking, I spoke first. About what happened today, do you want to ask me anything? Jiu Yangshi stopped wiping her face and looked at me. If you want to tell, then I want to ask. If you don't want to tell, then I have nothing to ask. Her gentle and compromised attitude stunned me. It was the first time I saw that I seemed to have married a very extraordinary person. I couldn't help but look at her closely. The wedding venue was in such chaos, yet she showed no dissatisfaction. She could even calmly suppress her curiosity, respecting my rights and freedom. This magnanimity really made me admire her a bit. I couldn't help but ask her 2 questions. Aren't you curious about what my relationship with them really is? Aren't you worried that what happened today will have any complications later? Gu Yangshi smiled, sitting on the soft chair to the side, her eyes full of tolerance. I am curious and worried, but none of it matters. What matters is you. My wedding ended successfully, and you became my husband. We will walk hand in hand through many tomorrows. As for the past, if you are willing to share, I will be very happy. If you don't want to talk about it, I can also understand. Everything has passed. Why cling to things that cannot be salvaged? For a moment, I felt the gap between people, and once again refreshed my perception of Gu Yangshi, perhaps infected by her words. I didn't want to hide it anymore either, and spoke frankly. Those people at the wedding were my ex-girlfriend and some of her close friends. We dated for 7 years. I basically wanted to marry her, but in her heart, she always liked someone else. After I found out, I decided to break up and return to Jingbei. It happened that my parents were urging me to marry, so I just agreed. Yesterday, she and I officially broke up. She didn't know I was from the Fu family, so she came to crash the wedding. Listening, a very subtle expression appeared on Gu Yangshi's face. Broke up yesterday, married today. Isn't that a bit hasty? Maybe a bit hasty, but you and I are just a business marriage. We just need to maintain a stable husband and wife relationship in front of outsiders. Isn't that enough? Saying this, my face was full of matter-of-factness. Watching the smile on Gu Yangshi's lips deepen. You don't care what your marriage partner is like. Not really. I just want to inherit the Fu group sooner. Gu Yangshi's heart trembled fiercely. She stared at me for a long time, then nodded gently. Then we will probably get along very well in the future. Being dragged hundreds of meters by security in public, Su Qingyu had never suffered such humiliation in her life. Her friends weren't much better off. Several people were thrown at the entrance of the villa, facing dozens of security guards chasing them away. They were furious but dared not speak. And at the bottom of the steps, obviously, there were hundreds of people carrying cameras. Reporters who were sad because they couldn't capture this wedding of the century. Some sharp-eyed people recognized Su Qingyu at a glance and hurriedly shouted, rushing up to interview. Miss Su, were you also invited to attend the wedding of the Gu families, third Miss and Mr. Fu? You don't look very good right now. May I ask if something happened inside, with someone leading? A flock of reporters swarmed up to take photos and interview. Su Qingyu's mood was already extremely terrible. Now being photographed in such a sorry state, she immediately flew into a rage. She directly pushed down the person blocking her way, smashed a few cameras, and led her people to leave in a huff. That night, the news of Su Qingyu hitting reporters topped the entertainment headlines. The reputation of the Su group plummeted overnight. More and more negative articles appeared. The Su family couldn't stop it even with money. Bai Haochen's phone call came. She locked herself in the hotel room, drunk as a skunk. Qingyu, I saw the news saying, the person marrying the Gu family is Fu Sinian, so what if he is from the Fu family? Receiving a confirmation. Bai Haochen's voice carried a hint of excitement. New Anyuan just told me. The joint project prepared by the Su, Bai, Tang, and Xia families. The plan has taken shape. I heard the final decision-making power for this project falls on the Jingbei side. Since you and he have been in love for so many years, is there a way to ask him for help to give this project to us? Although Su Qingyu's mind was not clear, she still kept a last shred of reason. She sneered, her voice full of despair. Ask him for help? He has already married Gu Yangxi. So what? Didn't you guys stay together for 7 years? Even if you broke up now, he must still cherish the old feelings. Go try. Uncle Su just called me asking where you are. He sounded very angry. If you settle this project first, the old man will calm down and won't hold you accountable for today, right? Hearing this advice, Su Qingyu wavered a bit inside, but she didn't dare to be too bold to agree directly. She gave a vague answer, hung up the phone. She struggled to stand up and went to the bathroom to wash her face. Her mind cleared up mostly. A few minutes later, Tang Weiwei knocked on the door and entered, dragging her along to start discussing this project. She leaned back on the sofa, staring out the window with a cold gaze. Her mind was a tangled mess. This project is a huge prize. Forces from Jingbei, Hushang, Hong Kong, and Macau are all fighting for it. The reason the 4 great families of Hushang united is precisely so they can securely swallow it up, and according to the intelligence gathered, the person in charge of this project from above, 9 times out of 10, it will be Fu Yunru, my biological aunt. If they can connect through me, then it will truly be half the work for twice the result. After pondering for a moment, Su Qingyu still decided to give it a try, not just for this project, but also for her own selfish motives. She still wanted to find a chance to see me again. The day after the wedding, the second day after getting the certificate, I went straight to the headquarters of the Fu Group to take on the position of vice president. To help me adapt quickly, my father sent the secretaries and assistants he personally promoted all over to me. I spent the whole day reviewing documents and reports, roughly grasping the internal situation of the group. By the time I came back to my senses, I realized it was already dark. It was already 8 p.m. in the entire building. Only my office light was still on. I rubbed my temples, grabbed my phone, and went downstairs. Just as I reached the garage, I saw Gu Yangxi waiting to the side. Why is she here? I wasn't sure, so I walked over and asked directly. Aren't you busy today? Gu Yangxi smiled gently, with a hint of helplessness in her voice. Today is only our 2nd day of marriage. Logically speaking, I should still be on my honeymoon leave. Hearing this, I recalled leaving the Civil Affairs Bureau this morning, and the expression she made when I said I was going to the office. I finally understood what that subtle expression meant. I felt a bit embarrassed and explained a couple of sentences. First time getting married, I don't have any experience. I forgot about these things. But honeymoon leave and such are probably things normal couples care about. We are just a business marriage alliance. We probably don't need to celebrate. A trace of disappointment flashed imperceptibly in Gu Yang's eyes, but she quickly adjusted her emotions, opened the car door, and sat in the passenger seat. If you are busy, it's fine not to celebrate. It's just that we are married now after all. Inviting a busy man to have dinner, Vice President Fu would agree, right? There was a hint of teasing in her voice, which made me unable to hold back a smile. I happily nodded, got in the car. This dinner was booked at a very famous Western restaurant. It was peak dining time, and we arrived a bit late. So, all the private rooms were full. I was hungry too, and didn't want the hassle. So after asking Gu Yangxi's opinion, we sat at a corner table by the window in the main hall, taking the menu. Gu Yangxi handed it directly to me, then introduced a few specialties of this place, following her recommendations. I ordered 4 or 5 dishes I liked, then passed the menu back to her. But Gu Yangxi didn't order anything else. From what I remembered, from our previous 2 meals, our tastes seemed quite different. Seeing her decline, I was a bit worried she wouldn't like the food, so I kindly advised her, don't you want to order a few more dishes? My taste might be a bit peculiar. You might not be used to it. Gu Yangxi smiled and shook her head, looking at me with shimmering light in her eyes. Since we are husband and wife, we'll be eating at the same table every day from now on. Of course, I have to try it more often. And slowly accept it. We got married. It's not like I told myself. When eating, we still have the right to choose the food we like. You don't need to overthink it. You can be direct about anything. We can discuss it. Hearing me say this, Yu Yangshi was slightly stunned. She lowered her eyes, with deep delight in her voice. We can discuss anything? I nodded calmly. Then can we discuss not canceling the honeymoon? Seeing her so solemn, I thought she was going to make some demand, but what came out was about honeymoon, which surprised me for a moment. You really want to go on a honeymoon? Gu Yangshi looked at me quietly, her expression gentle. I've been busy with this wedding for a long time. I want to rest properly for a while, and the others of both families. Also, if we get closer quickly. I thought honeymoon